Hello and welcome to Marketing Storytime with Momo. You guessed it, I am Momo, so welcome. If this is your first time stumbling on my video, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning viewer, 2 thumbs up to you. So thank you so much for stopping by. Like we always do before we move ahead, take a second and look below. Yeah, you see that bell? Hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. Let's grow the Momo squad, okay? The Momo squad, the Momo gang, okay? Let's grow it. I'm almost 100 subscribers and I'm so excited. I'm always saying it all the time. Like, oh my God, when I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to be so ecstatic. So it's so good to have you here. Welcome on board. Now, before we go any further, like I always say, grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea, or grab some water like I have today. And let's have this chit chat. This is supposed to be an interesting one. Okay, so welcome again and thank you for stopping by. So today we're going to be talking about the power of branding and the power of marketing. I'm going to show you a short clip now and then I'll come back. Okay? So watch this short clip. After you watch it, then we'll come back and we'll discuss. All right? So welcome again and let's have a discussion after this.
This is Erewhon's new $12 sacred water. Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, I would love to. Wow! That's like the freshest water I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah, this is really good.
Do you drink a lot of water normally? Can you tell us?
I'm a big water drinker. Wow. It's very like crisp, very clean.
It is, it's filling up my whole mouth, and so I love it. It was so dry.
Does normal water fill up your whole mouth normally?
No.
It just tastes like it was extra care put into it, as opposed to just putting some water inside of a bottle and putting a label on top of it.
Do you feel it in different parts of your body?
My legs.
Tasting a little bit of honey, a little bit of hibiscus, I think.
Go at it. Being able to smell it, I can smell like the nuttiness a little bit, and then I can sense the avocado. I'm not gonna lie,
Vanilla-ish, like very strong presence to it.
I'd say like a little bit cucumber vibe.
I feel like I'm getting a little bit of the mouthfeel of oatmeal. Like it's a little bit weightier than just regular water. Like it's hugging the tongue. This is cool. I enjoy drinking wine, but I've never tasted water in the same way. So
This is the one I just took on my hike with me, and it just doesn't taste as good.
Would you pay $12 for it?
Oh, hell yeah.
I would definitely pay $12 for this, for sure.
For sure I'd pay $12 for this. Are you kidding?
I was maybe closer to 10.
This is the best water I've tasted since I've tasted everything. Fiji, all the different type of waters, H2O, core water. This is really I've had.
Have you ever had water from like a hose?
I grew up that way.
How does this compare to the water you grew up with?
Way different. The pH is different.
What if we told you that this was water from a hose? What would you say to us?
I wouldn't believe you.
Well, it's water from a hose.
No, it's not.
It is.
I need what's the pH on this? Ah, you got me. Boy, y'all, boy, I should have known better than that.
That's hose water.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hose water? Are y'all serious right now? What? Is that even healthy? Is that even allowed?
So do you still think it tastes better than regular water?
Tastes fresh and good to me.
So I've gotten so many questions in the past. Like, is branding really important? Is marketing really important? You guys have seen that video now. Now let's talk about it. I always tell people branding is very, very, very important. Marketing is also very crucial to your business. I was reading somewhere the other day, it says marketing is like announcing you and branding is telling them who you are. It's talking about your characteristics and things like that. So it's important to have, branding and marketing. Now let's talk about this ad that you see here, or this clip that you just watched. They took tap water, put it in a cup, branded the cup, and put it out there. So, did you hear what I said? I said they branded the cup, and then they also now put premium pricing on it. And then you heard what people started saying. Oh, it's so nice. It has cucumber flavor. It has turmeric at the back. People started saying things that did not exist from tap water until the end when the guy said, "Oh my God, you guys got me." So that's the power of branding. Now, let's talk about your business. You need to look at your business and understand, like, okay, what can I put out there as a brand? What can I sell as a brand? What do people see when they see my product or service? So that is what branding does. It talks about your characteristics. It talks about who you are, what you are, and how you're presenting yourself. So we're going to talk about 5 things I picked up as a marketing strategist to, in that clip. The number one thing we'll talk about is perception creates value. We always say this: people's perception is their reality, right? So there was this perception that water was very expensive, it was exclusive, and people were willing to pay $12 for just a cup of water, thinking it was an exclusive type of water. So perception creates value. you know it's very important. What does that mean? Your packaging, it's important. How you package your product, what you put out there for your product. It's it's important, it's crucial that you're putting the right thing out there. You're packaging. That's where I had a friend that was a packaging engineer, and she told me that I didn't even know there was such a thing as packaging engineer. I just thought companies made products and put it inside a package. But she then told me, no, 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 no. There's a lot of research that goes into packaging. So the way you package and present yourself is also very crucial. It's also part of your branding. So, that's one of the things I had to learn, as a brand, as a marketing expert, that packaging is very important. So they package that water and sold and put the water out there for a premium. That is the number one lesson I want you to learn. Perception creates value. People's perception is their reality, right? The second lesson I want you to understand is premium pricing is part of positioning, right? So how you price your product creates a positioning statement for you, right? They put it at $12. I lived in the US. I know that I'm not going to buy a cup of water for $12. But when you walk by and you see that they're selling this water for $12, you're going to think, oh my God, it's exclusive. There's something um, bougie, for lack of a better word. There's something exquisite about it. So let me go ahead and purchase it and find out what is so bougie about it. So that's why I said premium pricing is part of positioning. You need to know where your price point would make it premium, or where your price point will make it normal, or where your price point will make it undervalued. So that is also a very crucial part of marketing and branding. The third thing is people don't only buy utility. What does that mean? Consumers can buy identity. Like I said, people see it. It goes back to perception. People buy identity. Where in that part of the world that materialism is a thing, it's a real thing. People want to be exclusive. People want to be part of the in crowd. So if you're selling an identity that seems exclusive, people are going to rush into that. People are going to purchase it. People are going to feel, oh, okay, there's something exclusive about this. It also still goes back to perception, that your perception is your reality. So the fourth thing I will say is branding can change expectations, right? So they branded that cup of water, and people just thought, oh my God, it's so exclusive, and that's what branding does. It would have been different if I put just a cup of water somewhere and put that water there. It looks more exclusive, and that's the power of branding, right? We've talked about this a few videos ago. Like, you package your thing, you put it out there, you make it exclusive. That's branding. So I put a cup of water, and then I put just ordinary table water somewhere. People are going to say, oh, this one, they would rather pay more for the exclusive one than the ordinary one. So that's what the power of branding does. Now, let me pause here and ask you, in your organization, for your products, for your services, are you packaging it well? What kind of package are you putting together for your product? Because that's also very important. That sells what you're trying to put out there. Whether it's a service, whether it's a product, you need to package it properly so that people, their expectations can be wowed, right? I remember when I worked at a consulting firm, the way you package your product also makes your product or service sell, because people then put a premium on it. I worked for a consulting firm, and there were other consulting firms, right, that were exclusive, that were, well, not exclusive, that had been in the market for long. And I know that one of the things that we sold there to the consulting firm I worked for was that most of our consultants came from a premium brand, and they were like, oh wow, okay, so that was a selling point, right? So it's very important that you put your expectations are high. Don't set low expectations. I always say that, if you set low expectations, you're going to fall under it. But if you set high expectations, even if you fall beneath that, you're still somewhere here. So let me explain that to you. So you have low expectation, mid expectation, high expectation. If you set your high expectations, you don't meet it. If you fall under it, at least you're still above the medium, threshold. So that's what my dad used to teach me, and that's what I would tell any organization, that make sure your expectations are high. If someone believes they're about to consume an exclusive wellness product, that expectation can influence how they interpret the experience. Yes. So if someone believes that, oh, I'm about to purchase something exclusive, that others don't have, or they don't have the privilege to own, it creates a different perception, it creates a different expectation for that consumer. So it's very important that you're putting your expectations high. Then the last thing I would say is attention has economic value. In this day and age where people, especially online, on social media, people scroll within 2 seconds. You and I, we do it. You scroll very fast past it. It's very important to gain people's attention. How do you gain people's attention? It's by branding. It's by putting the right product out there, packaging your product well or your service well. Something that will make people stop in their tracks and say, okay, let me take a second look at this. So a $12 drink that generates headlines, social conversations, comedy segments, and debates may produce marketing value far beyond the revenue from the drink itself. So you always want to gain people's attention. But like I always say, in gaining people's attention, make sure it's ethical, make sure it's proper, make sure it's not offending anyone's religion, political views, or anything of that nature. Make sure it's safe, okay? But try and gain people's attention. It goes back to what we talked about trends. Not every trend you jump on, but try and create your own value for your product, right? So that's what I'll say. What am I trying to tell you is that the power of branding is very crucial to any product. You need to create brands, strong brand value. Let people know that, oh, I'm purchasing this. I'll give you an example. It's like if you go to a restaurant. Like the other day, my sister had her birthday party, and we went. It was at some new hotel here in Lagos, Nigeria, and it was so exclusive. It was so beautiful, and all of us, nobody hesitated. We all walked in and everyone was ready to pay because it was so exceptional. We watched the same movie people were watching at the regular movie theater, but because of the way they had branded the whole experience, everyone was willing to actually put, to pay premium pricing for it. And that is the power of branding. Go back to your product or service and say, how are we branding our product? Maybe that's the next step you need to take to make your product more, visible for people to see and to key into. So make sure you get proper branding. Make sure you're listening to your marketing team when they are telling you to package your products properly. Okay. I do believe that it's very crucial for any business to understand the power of branding. It's very vital for your business so that you can progress, economically with your business. So don't look at it because you come, if they say, oh, you need to hire a packaging engineer, especially for product, people will be like, oh, why do I need a packaging engineer, but it's very important. They have value. They do create value. They make the branding, that one step, better. So I know my Gary business. I'm going to attach an image at the end of this video. My people have reached out to me that they love my packaging, and it's very vital. It's very important for your business that your packaging is very crucial. So I go back to say again that how are you packaging your products? What are you selling? Revisit it. And if you're not sure of what to do next or how to move forward, I'm here. This is why I'm here. This is why Momo's Marketing Consulting is here. Don't hesitate to give me a call if you need further clarification, if you need assistance to move the business forward, to move your product forward. If you feel, oh, you have this wonderful product, but it's not, gaining the attention it needs, reach out to me. We can always work out something, okay? I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that the power of branding is very vital for your business. All right? Until we see again next time, take care and God bless. Bye for now.